Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be reviewing Part of Your World, which is in fact this specific one. It's a graphic novel, as you can see, which is beautiful, and this is adapted from another book called Part of Your World, which is this one written by Braswell. Now this is the original Twisted Telling, and this is just an extension of this that's been adapted and changed. This is a graphic novel, and it is such a beautiful piece of work that I've ever seen. And what I loved is like some of the images is so beautiful, very beautiful strokes and designs. Of course, there's conversations and context, facial expressions on here. This is another example. It's really gorgeous. Now, what I personally enjoyed about this book is that the visuals was telling me the story, and not only that, because it was adapted from the original book, which I've mentioned, it has some very interesting take on the original story. However, I am in the current process of reading Part of Your World, so reading through it, I can see the overlaps and the way it's done. However, I do see certain aspects of this book can be misunderstood by certain readers, such as there's a scene where Ursula was like, well, this is the contract. It didn't specify anything about the contract itself. It's only if you have read or watched My Little Mermaid, you would have gotten a lot more details from it. The only thing I would say is if you don't know about the contract deal in My Little Mermaid, the movie itself, then you would not have an idea much on what happens within the said contract. However, reading this book will give you more details than the graphic novel itself. And I actually enjoyed every page I was reading, and the visuals it helps a lot with the understanding of what's going on, how they feel, how do they take approach of whatever is coming. So I rated 8 out of 10. If that was the case, if I read the book itself, then most likely it's going to hit to a 10. I need to read the whole book in order to give a full proper review. When I do the review of this specific book, I will be able to give a more thorough understanding of the difference between the two. This book is really beautiful. I enjoyed every page. It really made me be more immersed with the book. And I've read this book twice just to make sure I clearly understood what was said, what was going on, what was happening. I have a little bit of a thorough understanding of what's actually going on and what are the missing parts that I didn't understand. That's my personal take on this book, and still I enjoyed this. I will be reading this in the future a lot more. And because I'm going to be reading this, and when I finish it, I can be able to reread this again and have a more clearer picture of what they're trying to create here, with both written word to visual form of context. They have made a few more graphic novels versions of the Twisted Tales, and I am very interested to read all of them and see how they differentiate from the books themselves and seeing the differences between the two. The reason why I gave it an 8 out of 10 is that there is a lot of aspects of this book I wish it would have been explored. Like, I would have wanted to see more about how Ariel, she had to do this one thing, and this is what caused her to step up and do all these other things because of the contract. So it's about 5 to 6 times you see Eric's perspective, whereas Ariel's, you get more of Ariel's perspective than Eric's. However, we do get Ursula's perspective as well. The only thing I will say, if you read this, reading the visuals will be great. It will be really insightful. However, comparing it to this one, this is going to give you a lot more lore, world building, and especially if you're seeing from the character's perspective, you learn a lot about what they're viewing, what they're seeing, how is it going from their point of view. This one, you're only mainly following 3 people, which is Ariel, Ursula, and very importantly, Prince Eric. And that's about it. Not a bad book. I wish it was longer. I wish I'd get more in depth with the characters and their struggles. I would have loved to see them go forward in the story with the challenges at hand. Graphic novel nowadays are very underrated in reading, and it's always good to have a visual book to enjoy. That's all for today, guys. If you guys like this video, don't forget to hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you have not done already, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.